One wants a teller in a time like this. One's not a man, one's not a woman grown to bear enormous business all alone. One cannot walk this winding street with pride, straight-shouldered, tranquil-eyed, knowing one knows for sure the way back home. One wonders if one has a home. Those are the first few stanzas from a poem by the 20th century American poet Gwendolyn Brooks. She asks those questions that we ask when we feel unanchored, unmoored. Do we have a home? And is there someone who can show us where that home is? Her words seem rather timely this afternoon when we, the class of 2015, are in a kind of limbo state when it comes to what we regard as home. Many of us now have to leave the homes we've known all our lives. It's a process known as eviction. And we're going off to colleges, universities, jobs, and the armed services. Can we build a new home wherever we're going? But if we get too cynical, we might try to question even whether we've had a home the past 4 years here at high school. After all, amid mountains of homework, daily 6:30 a.m. bus rides, exams, final exams, and a great deal of troublesome dust. Sometimes, just sometimes, it would feel less like home and more like jail. Well, if it did feel that way, I have excellent news for all my fellow seniors. Today, the administration got together and decided, you know what? Let's free them. Well, we ought to be rejoicing in our newfound freedom. And yet, when we leave this auditorium in under 2 hours, most of us will be in tears. Figure that one out. Maybe the answer is that Fox Chapel really isn't a jail. It's a home where we've all formed indelible bonds and cherished memories. For instance, the very first few minutes of our very first day at high school, when we heard Miss Diefenbach's charming voice telling us to keep the QRT for the very first time. Or during our sophomore year, when snow fell in April, an event we figured was as probable as the Pirates making the playoffs. But wait, that happened too, didn't it? Our junior year. And remember how the next day we all came to school wearing t-shirts and jerseys and dresses, all black and gold? Or were they blue and white? Despite the struggle, we refused to let divisive questions like that one fragment our class community. And for that, we must thank the adults who mentored us. Remember, the way tickets were distributed for this event was that each student got 4 tickets. Tickets weren't sold to the general public, which means we, the students, were given an amount of power that was ill-advised, but delicious. To give 4 tickets to whomever we chose. So if you're in the audience today, and you were given one of those tickets, you are one of the 4 most important people in a young person's life. Whether you're a parent, a guardian, a family friend, or a teacher, you helped create our home. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that some learning was involved in this whole scheme too. The teachers at Fox Chapel have a remarkable passion for their fields and the art of education. What's even more remarkable is their tolerance level for teenagers. Although we all know that at a certain age, that tolerance runs out. I mean, that's why 4 teachers are retiring this year. Miss Garrity, Mr. Malone, Mrs. Mather, and Miss Progar, after decades of selfless, wholehearted, and dogged service to our home here at Fox Chapel, have all finally decided to escape with us. And so we, the class of 2015, are entering a stage in our lives where we have a great and exciting challenge before us, to forge a new home for ourselves. Can we renew that sense of belonging, that sense that we have a home? I think we ought to have faith that yes, we can do it. There's one fact we always have to keep in mind, and that's our common humanity. In our world of unprecedented scientific advancement, we've been able to map out the entire human genome, and you know what we found? 99.9% of our DNA is the same across all humans. So instead of fretting over that 0.1%, our differences, we ought to remember our common humanity. One wants a teller in a time like this, and I'm here to tell you that if we remember our common humanity, we can, and we will, find a new home. Hopefully, it won't be too dusty. Thank you very much.